Hello and welcome to Cloud Force Vibes. My name's Bobby, and this is how I grow orchids and carnivorous plants. Hello and welcome to Cloud Force Vibes. So today I'm going to do an update on all my carnivorous plants. I did a little bit of maintenance on them today, just trimming up some dead and dying pitchers, leaves, whatnot, and I figured there's no better time than now to give you guys a pretty close-up look at how these plants are doing. I'm going to go ahead and start with this Nepenthes. Now I believe this is a Nepenthes Miranda, but it very well may be some sort of a hybrid. I bought it from Home Depot. It's your typical Home Depot Nepenthes. It really truly is. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but this thing is absolutely a monster. I do need to repot it soon, but we're going to go ahead and start off with taking a look at this, then some Penguiculos and some Drossera and my very little if ever seen fly trap. So let's get this thing going. I'm going to get the camera off the stand so we can get in here really close and take a look at all the progress on this plant, because it's about 2-year anniversary with me, maybe a little bit over. And when I tell you this plant was this tall when I got it, I swear to you, it was 6 inches tall, maybe 8 inches tall, and it has just become its own little thing. So here we go. Thank you so much for joining. And this is my carnivorous plant update. So we're going to start by getting up close and personal with our Nepenthes plant. This plant has 1, 2 back here, and 3 basal shoots that are starting to get really, really big and out of control. This is the latest and biggest leaf. I'm sorry, yep, that's it. That's the latest and biggest leaf from the largest of the basal shoots. And the main stalk comes up and up and up and up and up and up a little bit more. And I tell you, I am 6'5" and my head hits the top of this greenhouse. And this is about 3 inches off of the top of the greenhouse right now. So I do have to repot this thing. It's going to go in a big pot, and I don't have a choice. It's going to have to go on the floor if I want to let this plant keep growing. So this is my Nepenthes. It recently has started producing intermediate pitchers on the largest vine, which is really, really cool. They've changed shape. They've gotten a little bit smaller, but they're really beautiful. And the latest pitcher just popped today and is very small. It has kind of changed shape again, and I'm wondering if this isn't the first of the upper pitchers or the upper end of the intermediate pitchers, because it almost fits the bill. So we're just about at a fully matured plant, and what I'm dying for on this thing is some blooms. I think it would be so neat. The biggest pitcher on the largest basal growth is still in its lower pitcher form, and you can see the difference right there. I mean, that is a honkin' pitcher. It's huge. The shape is completely different than the intermediate pitcher, and it's awesome. So the cycle's gonna just keep repeating itself as these other growths start to mature. They have lower pitchers that are going to get bigger and bigger until they're this size, and then once they mature on and this plant starts to really vine out, you'll get intermediate pitchers, and then ultimately another form of pitcher, which I think this may be the first upper pitcher. Again, this may be an intermediate, but it's getting smaller as it goes up, so we're getting close, guys. So I will be, again, like I said, repotting this orchid. I'm repotting this Nepenthes very soon. How many times have I called this thing an orchid? I'll have to check that in editing, I guess. But I will be repotting this soon, and I will take you guys along for the ride because it will be quite the adventure if you can't already tell. So that's my one and only Nepenthes plant. It grows really, really well. Intermediate conditions and lots of humidity. I do give it bugs. The largest picture, I don't know if maybe I should warn you guys, this might be a little graphic for some. Well, this might be a little bit graphic for some of you, but I will say it's neat if you're a true carnivorous plant lover. If you look down in there, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it or not, but there is a cicada down in the belly of this biggest pitcher, and that's what I do. Any bugs that I can find, just a handful, it doesn't need to be a lot, but a couple bugs, spiders, things like that that wander into the house. And the smorgasbord once every year, once in the summer, is a cicada for this plant, and that's all it really takes to survive. But I do feed it insects. I do not feed it anything else or anything different. It gets natural bugs, whatever I can find, and it seems to do really well. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next plant, but that is our monster Nepenthes Miranda, and I just hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So up first and foremost are my Penguiculos. I've got two different species here, the long strappy leaf type, and then I've got some really miniature type. I believe this is as big as they get, and they are really neat plants. They live in a very bright location down in the window. They have sticky leaves, and they do an awesome job. I don't know if you can see that or not, but an awesome job of trapping and killing fungus gnats. That is their primary food source in my environment. I absolutely never ever feed these guys anything else. I let them do their thing, and again, they do an awesome job. They get intermediate temps just like everything else in the tent, and they stay moist. I keep them in a tray of water. They're in a peat, but it's a sphagnum peat, sand, charcoal, and perlite mix. It's a gritty mixture, but it stays moist. It has a wicking effect. And these are all my little keikis, or whatever you want to call it, side growths, divisions, whatever you'd like to refer to them as, from the big plant. And I'm telling you, I had two of these. I believe it's, I do not know which, honestly. It might be this one and this one. It might be one of these two. But these are my original ones, and they divide like crazy. Underneath the leaves, you'll notice there's already other divisions ready to get plucked out and started in our little starter tray, but we're not going to do that on this video. I do have exciting news. The strappy leafed one, this actually has a leaf that broke off, and I put the leaf down on the substrate, and voila, it looks like it's going to start a new plant off the end of that leaf. That's what it does. Very easy to propagate. You can break a leaf off, lay it down on the media, and it should usually grow a new plant from it. So we're going to have another division of this coming soon, and this one really is a star performer in the spring. This one seems to do a lot better trapping bugs in the summer and the fall. So those are my pings. I do not know the name of the species, forgive me, but they are awesome little plants. A must-have for any orchid enthusiast, because they really do an awesome job of helping to control the fungus gnat problem. Alright, on to the Venus flytrap. So here we have my Venus flytrap. This is your typical Walmart or Home Depot variety, the Death Cube variety, as I've heard on Brad's greenhouse. And it's awesome. There's actually several different plants growing in this pot. I do have yet to repot it. I got it out, I put it in a tray of water, And this actually grows in the windowsill in between my tent and the window. And so far, honestly, it has done spectacularly. I know it has some discoloration on it, but these are actually traps that have eaten bugs in my grow room or that I have placed in it. And they are just digesting, and this thing is pushing on and on. It did try to flower. Here's the spike. I did cut the spike off because I want to make sure that the traps have lots and lots of strength. I've heard that's the thing to do if you want to push on and have bigger and meaner traps, which since I have, where is that one? Look at this guy. I mean, we have reddish color, just an awesome look to it. And they are getting really, really big. So that's exciting. And I will keep you guys posted on this because I'm a little bit nervous about this doing a good wintering in my room. So I have no patio, I have no way of taking it outside and letting it get cold enough temperatures to do a true dormancy. So we're just gonna conduct an experiment. I am gonna repot this very soon. It might get split up into a few plants, but once it is, I will take you along for the ride the whole step of the way. You know I will. This was a gift, and I am just trying to keep it alive. I'd love to see if I could grow these things. They are really awesome plants. So that's it, and now we're moving on to the final plants, the Drossera. Now we're on to the Drossera. This is my Drossera capensis. I unboxed this plant with you guys. It was much bigger. It has suffered some setback. These are its 3 leaves that it's produced in my care. They're much, much smaller than what was on it when it came. It had a lot of dieback. A couple leaves did progress on, some of the newer ones, and that is what you see here and here. But we did have a lot of dieback and a lot of growing pains, I guess, with getting this plant to adjust and try to be happy in my environment. I still am not convinced that it's truly happy, but it is moving forward because the growths are getting bigger and they are definitely trapping insects, which hopefully will keep this plant fueled to keep moving on and producing bigger and bigger growths. Second of all, we have our Drossera prolifera. Now that's the plant that you're seeing here, and this is the plant that I actually purchased when I got this pot. It's a smaller sundew. It's a really neat plant. I'll try to get in close so you can see it. It does an awesome job of catching fungus gnats and eliminating them as well. And I just do love it. It's really started to take off. The original growths are down below. You can see them closest to the moss. And since it's gotten in the window, it has really started to perk up and get big. And the star of this show, by far, is this other mess of plant that is growing out of this pot. Now, this was a freebie, I guess you would say, but this is Drossera binata, and it grows these awesome bilobed leaves, and each leaf is just covered in sticky hairs, and I don't know if you can tell by that one, but it is a absolute fungus gnat assassin. It does a great job of just mopping up the fungus gnats, and it really is an awesome, awesome addition to this collection. This is another plant, both of these and this one, that are really in desperate need of a repotting. I want to get the binata out of this community pot, and I want to get the prolifera and them separated into their own pots so they can flourish and do well on their own. But when I tell you the binata, I mean, look at this. Can you see all the dead gnats on just this one? They are caked. I mean, and every growth is like that. Every single one. It is phenomenal. So if you can, get yourself one. They grow really well in tropical conditions, as does the prolifera, and it has been worth it. Really, really awesome, really rewarding plant to grow. So that concludes my carnivorous plant tour and update. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to close it out the same way we started by looking at this behemoth right here. I'm working on getting something to repot this with. Currently, I think it's going to be in the next few weeks, so you can expect another update on this plant really soon, getting this into a new pot, and how to unpot and repot a Nepenthes, especially one of this size, because doing a small one's tough enough. Doing one this size is an absolute mess. So we'll do it together, but I hope you have enjoyed seeing everything and all my carnivorous plants, and I really do appreciate you guys for watching. So thank you guys again, and until next time, happy growing.